Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm getting ready to go run some errands, and since my daughter is taking a quick nap, I figured why not record this quick everyday makeup routine. This is kind of what I do when I'm running out of the house and I only have a few minutes to get ready. Normally this takes me about 15 minutes maybe, but since I might be talking through some of it, maybe take me a little longer today. But anyway, I just wanted to just run through some of the products that I use and kind of like show you my everyday makeup. I still get tons of questions on Instagram about my makeup routine or what I'm currently using, what I'm currently loving. And a lot of times girls are about to go to Sephora or Ulta and they're like, Alina, what are some must-haves? So I just decided I'll record this, and hopefully this can help some of you girls out there. So when I begin with my makeup in the morning, I always wash my face and I apply a moisturizer. And currently I've been using this because I am running low on my Drunk Elephant moisturizer. I'm obsessed with this cream. It is just so good. It's like so rich, so one pump goes a long way. But this is kind of like also something I've been using for years. It works for me. It's a completely different consistency. That one's more of a cream. This one is more of like a gel, and it's very light, and I just love it. This one is especially very good in the warmer months when I don't want a ton of product on my face. And the Drunk Elephant cream does wonders for my face in the winter. Now I warn you, my skin is so sensitive to touch that, as you can tell already, it's turning pink because I have always been like this. The moment I apply my moisturizer or anything actually on my face, I turn pink for a few minutes and then it just goes away. I think it's genetic because I was talking to the girl that does my facials, and she says more than likely it's genetic. Oh well, not a big deal. Anyway, next, after I let this settle in for a few minutes, I use this Real Technique sponge. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. It's kind of like the dupe for the Beauty Blender, but it's like a fraction of the cost. And also I use this Double Wear Stay in Place foundation. I have been using this and raving about this for I don't know how many years. I don't know how many containers or bottles I went through, but my sister started using this like years ago, and she's like, Alina, you have to try it, you're gonna love it. I know the kind of foundations you love, and this is the kind that you're gonna love, blah 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 blah. And I don't know why I was so slow to try it, but I ended up trying it and I ended up falling in love with it, and I have been using it for years. Now this Real Technique sponge, I think most of you know, you have to wet it before you use it. So you run it under water and you kind of like squeeze it and let it fill up with water. And then I just wring it into a towel just one time really tightly to get all the excess water out, and I use it on my face immediately because I like it when it's pretty wet, and it helps blend the foundation to like perfection. I don't know, I feel like my foundation goes on so much smoother with a sponge as opposed to a brush. Now if you do love a brush, I have, let's see, where is it? A brush that I've been using for years, but like I said, I kind of gave it up ever since I discovered the sponge, and it's this Sigma F80 flat top kabuki brush. It's really good. I just still feel like this is easier and faster, and you know, being a mom of 3, I love to cut my time when I can and where I can. So yeah, I just kind of buff this in everywhere. Now this foundation is a lot darker than my face because my face is so pale, and I honestly use SPF all year round, so it never really gets tan. And obviously, especially in the winter time, it's even lighter. So I just kind of drag this down my neck and make sure there's no harsh lines, and my neck kind of matches my face, and there's a good blend. Now this foundation like blends like a dream, and it also sets so nicely on its own. So if you don't like to use powders, you can just literally use this and go. But I'm such a full coverage girl that I just keep packing on and packing on stuff. And I like to have a makeup wipe ready at all times. When I need it, it just sits there. By the way, I use these Neutrogena makeup remover cleansing towels. They are so good. They are literally the best. I've tried so many. Those are my favorite. Oh, okay. So now I'm using this MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Another product that I've been using for years. I've been using that for, I don't know, 5-6 years. It's still a staple for me. It works the best. I've tried all the good ones out there. I know like Tarte Shape Tape is awesome. Honestly, it breaks me out, unfortunately, because I love the coverage of that one, and I love the consistency of it, but I always get bumps after using it once or twice. So I know that it's that, because I've tried it like 3-4 separate times. I tried to reintroduce it into my skin. I always got the same reaction. So now I just buff all of this in, and I even buff it into my eyelid just to even everything out. I just kind of lighten my forehead. This is not my forehead, this is my chin. But I lightly buff this everywhere, kind of like in the center of my face, just to bring some brightness back into my face. I really highly recommend this concealer. I feel like it is so universal. The coverage is there, so it's like not too thick of a formula, and it's not too light or watery. It's just right. Yeah. All right. And then next product that I'm using is this Chanel bronzer. I like don't know if I could like live without this product, honestly. It's probably like the best thing, the best makeup product I have, honestly. It's so good. I have had it for like 3 years. My sister actually bought this for me for my birthday 3 or 4 years ago, and as you can see, I didn't even hit pan yet. It is so good. By the way, I'm talking quieter because, like I said, my daughter is sleeping and I don't want to wake her, because that is when the video will end. But anyway, I actually take it on my sponge. I go in a few times and I start like stippling it into this area right here, and it just adds warmth back into my face and dimension, because that foundation kind of just flattens you out, and you need to add some color back into your face, or else you look like you have no dimension. But anyway, I kind of stipple this on the outer parts of my face, and already I feel like I can leave the house. I feel so much better after bronzer, always. But anyway, so then I do the next side. And I'm kind of rough with my beauty blender or my sponge. I'm not like super careful. I just kind of quickly stipple everything on, like I said, because usually I'm in a rush. And then also I do the sides of my nose, just lightly add some color, and it kind of slims it a little bit. and I don't want to be like super white in the middle and like super dark on the rim of my face, so I just kind of add this back, a little bit of color back into my face. And then I also do underneath my lip, which kind of gives it like a powderier look. Just a little bit. So that's that. Next, what I do is I use a translucent powder to set my face, and I always go between either this one, which is super affordable. I actually bought this at Walmart. I don't know how much, it's a few bucks. It's so good though. And I also love this one. This one is like something I use more on my clients. It's like a more of like a luxury powder, but for every day I just stick to something like this. Oh, that's not good. Anyway, I actually continue using my sponge. I'm telling you, this sponge like changed my life. I put some on here and I set my face with this. So I go under the brows. Oh my gosh. I go under my eyes. Like that. And then I do my chin, the bridge of my nose, the sides of my nose. Kind of like bake it. I don't bake too much, but I do wipe off all the excess powder at the end. And then I always go under here with this powder. And under here, and I feel like it kind of cleans up the bronzer since I'm not so careful with it. And then I also go in the middle of my forehead. So that's where I use the translucent powder. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you see all this powder floating everywhere. By the way, it is so foggy outside. I do not have good lighting to work with, so I'm just using my big ring light. The video is probably gonna be pretty dark, and I do apologize, but I feel like you can get like the gist of what I don't know. Anyway, now next I go with, so this is the clear powder. This powder is a glow powder, so it has a little bit of color to it and shimmer to it. I am obsessed with this powder. Like, I'm obsessed with all the products I use, but I love this powder. Since I use super matte foundation, super coverage foundation, I like to add a little bit of glow back into my skin. Let me see, what brush do I use for that? Oh, okay, I know what brush I use. 1 second, so sorry. Oh, I moved the camera. So, like I said, I accidentally moved the camera. So let's just work with it. Anyway, so I'm going into this Laura Mercier translucent glow powder, and I do this on the areas where I applied my bronzer. So like the outer portion of my face, I apply it there. And it does give a glow, and I don't mind if my bronzer or like the areas, outer areas of my face are glowing, because it's such a subtle glow, you could hardly notice it. Oh my gosh, there's hair in my eyelash. You could hardly notice it, but it's there. I know it's there. Anyway, and I do the same thing on the sides of my nose. And whatever's left on my brush, I just kind of like, I don't add any more product. I kind of just sweep it on the sides where I put the regular translucent powder. I hope this is making sense. But anyway, drag it down my face. This brush is so good. It is, I believe it's by Japanesque. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I will try to link everything down below. But this brush is so good. This may be their either blush brush or their face brush. I think it's the blush brush, but I use it on my whole face and I love it. It is so good. It's so soft. Kind of reminds me of NARS brushes. It's really good though. I love it. Anyway, my next step is actual powder bronzer. I love to add powdered bronzer onto my cheeks, and I use this duo. I'm obsessed with it. It's by Charlotte Tilbury. This is called the Film Star Bronze and Glow. It's also so good, and I use it with my Morphe M523. Yeah, right? M523. Yes, I use it with this brush. I really like it. The shape of this brush is perfect for bronzing or contouring. I use this more of like a contour than a bronzer. So I add that in exactly where I want it. I do the same thing on this side. And it adds just a little bit more definition. I'm like all about the cheeks. I really am. I love high cheekbones. And whatever's left on my brush, I'll run through the sides of my nose. But yeah, I'm like, I love glowy cheeks. I love lifted cheeks. I just love cheeks. So I really focus a lot of product here because I love the way it kind of like brings life into your face. I really, really like it. Also, what I use is this side as well. And I'll honestly just use the same brush and I'll add that on top. I don't switch in between like a million brushes. Even though I have a lot of brushes, I don't even use all of them. These are the ones that are on my table that I'm currently using, kind of like actively using. And honestly, I still tend to just use the same brushes over and over again, the ones that work. And I don't know, I like gave up on buying new brushes. There are a million out there. They're all very similar. I know like crazy beauty junkies won't agree with me, but that's just my 2 cents. Anyway, so I loved that Film Star bronzer kit. I also love this. This thing is amazing. This is the blush bar by Benefit Cosmetics. It has my ultimate like #1 bronzer in here. It's called the Hula bronzer. It is so good. I usually use this on a regular. This is also universal, very good for all skin types, all skin colors. It's just such a good staple to have in your collection. And this is a good value pack. If you do the math, you get a lot of bang for your buck when you buy this. And it's so easy to travel with. I don't have to bring a ton of products. I just bring this and I'm done. Like, this is my face, my bronzer, and my blush. Blushes are all taken care of, you know. I'm absolutely obsessed with this California blush. I love this Rockateur blush. It's like my #1 blush. It reminds me of MAC Margin, which is also one of my favorite blushes. I'll try to link everything down below if I can find everything. This is also great. It's like a blush pink. I'm not like really into pink. I'm more into corals, but this is a very good, it's like a baby pink. It's so cute on the cheeks. I like it. Anyway, and I honestly just use the brush that it comes in with, and I'm just gonna go in with my favorite one. It has kind of like a glow to it. I'm sure you can see it, and I love like youthful glowy cheeks. And just put this on the apples of my cheeks here, and I apply a lot of product. There's no shame. I like love makeup, so I apply a lot of it. I'm like an all or nothing kind of girl. Even on an everyday, I still put a lot of product on. I just love, it's so rare that I do just minimal. Either I do the whole face or I do nothing at all. I'm just gonna quickly take off all the foundation that got on my lips. All right. So this Autumn's Rain palette is such a beautiful palette. The top row is just right up my alley. I absolutely love this palette. I used these shades and this one for Christmas. I love, love, love this palette, and I'm actually gonna use it today. Just kind of quickly what I would do on a regular. A little bit of like warmth into my lid. And that's it. So I'm just gonna name some of my favorite eyeshadow brushes. Morphe M441 is such a good eyeshadow brush. Perfect for the lid. I mean, perfect for the crease. Just kind of buff it a little bit of warmth into here. And then I go in with a bigger brush like this. This is the Sigma Tapered Blending E40. It's like a bigger compared to the one I just used. There's like higher bristles, more bristles on it. It's a little bit longer. It gives like a smoother kind of blend. I just have previous product on here. I just don't want to mix it in. I don't know if it was a dark shade I used or a light shade I used. But anyway, I'll go in with the same color. It's called Nature's Crown. And I'll blend a little bit higher. I'll do the same thing on the other eye. As you can see, it's super pigmented. I don't have to continuously like dip into the palette because it gives such good coverage and shade. I'm like in love with this palette. So great to travel with too, because you have neutrals in there. You have a few colors that you can use, like a pop of color if you wanted. But most importantly, the formula is just great. So there. Then I go in with like a smaller blending brush. This is the Morphe M433, and then I'll use the darker shade, and I'll keep that kind of like on the edge of my eye, the corner, like over here. I go on the lid a little bit and then into the crease, just for some depth. This is like the perfect brown. It is such a pretty brown. Then I'll go in with that first brush I used and kind of like blend everything in. And then I'll take a smaller brush, an even smaller brush, than that. Something like this. This is the pencil brush by Sigma. It's the E30, and I'll go in with the shade first, and then I'll deepen just the outer area with the darker shade. The darker shade is Golden Wheat, and this lighter one is called Nature's Crown. I think I already mentioned that. So I'll drag this all the way in. Oh, that's not good. I guess my cropping situation is not ideal. So there you have it. That's the lighter shade. Now I'll do the deeper shade, just kind of like out here, and I connect it to what I did up here. Same thing here. There you go. So there's that. Next I'm just gonna quickly fill in my brows. And here are some brow products that I use. I use the Precisely My Brow Benefit Brow Pencil. I also love the Anastasia Brow Wiz medium brown. Those are like my two staples. They're very similar. I like them both. And this is the number 4. And I also use the clear brow gel. Most of the time I actually use this Maybelline. It's called Brow Drama in soft brown. This is a clear brow gel. This has a little bit of a tint to it. It just kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for, but usually I use the Maybelline one on most days. Now my brows are not identical to each other. This one is naturally a lot lower, this one's higher. So I just kind of work with what I have and try to even them out. So I line the entire bottom portion. It kind of gives it the shape that I want. And I'll do the same thing here. So I typically don't fill this whole area in. Same thing here. I just kind of shape the brow. And then I kind of down strokes like this. Now my brows are like not too thin naturally. I actually pluck them because they are very full and very hairy. But I feel like I don't have to draw the whole brow on and fill the whole thing in because I have enough of my own brow to work with. So that's kind of like quick, one brow's done. And this one I just draw a lot of it on top because I don't grow much hair up here. All right. Alright, so I'm done my brows. And I'm gonna use my favorite, or one of my favorites, brow gels. There you go. And now I'm gonna use a mascara. I love this one. I also love this one. And I love this one. These are my favorites. This is the Benefit They're Real. This is the Roller Lash. And this is a good drugstore one I've been using for years. And yes, I put mascara on my lash extensions. Not always, but since I'm recording today, I'll make them a little bit fuller. Usually I only put mascara if I'm like going out, like with friends or with my sister, or if I'm going to church or something like that. But on a regular, I don't put mascara on because the lash extensions do enough talking. Alright, quick and easy. Now I'm going to share with you my secret lip product. It's not a secret, I'm just joking. This is probably my favorite lipstick. Probably, not just drugstore, but overall. It's by L'Oreal. It's called Matte Masterpiece. And it's in the, there you go, 802. That's the color. It is so good. It's like a pinky, I don't know, it's kind of like my lip color, but prettier. As you can see, my lips are very pigmented. Kind of a little bit more coral than my lips. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. It is so pretty. And it's so buttery. And if I run out and can't find another one, I'm gonna cry. So pretty. And I just love the L'Oreal lipsticks. I also love this one. This is a nude. My daughter broke it, but I use it with a brush. It's 808. Such a pretty nude. So yeah, if you're looking for good drugstore lipsticks, I highly recommend these two. They are just perfect. They are beautiful. So yeah, that kind of completes my everyday makeup routine. I also like this Urban Decay all-nighter. In the winter time, in the summer it makes me oily, but in the winter time I'm so dry that I'll use any hydration I can get. And I just let that dry for a few minutes. And there you have it. This is my everyday makeup routine. And like I said, because I was talking through it, kind of took me a little bit longer, but typically I can do this really quick. And I kind of like have been doing it for so many years. There's kind of like this routine, maybe just switch up products, but it's very quick, very easy, and I can get out of the house very, very fast. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my quick little tutorial, if we could even call it that. If you have any suggestions or any recommendations or anything that you're kind of like, maybe want me to record or sit down and do, just put them in the comments below. Something else I wanted to do was kind of like go through all my makeup, my entire collection, and get rid of stuff. If you guys want me to record that, I can go through stuff that's maybe expired. I can maybe talk about why I didn't use a product, or maybe stuff that I love or don't love. Kind of can go through pretty much my entire collection and see maybe if I can offer you guys some more information, more insight on products I love, brands that I love, brands that I don't like so much. Yeah, if you did like this video, please like it, please subscribe to my channel, and like I said in the comments, if you can just give me some suggestions on what you guys would like to see. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.